Hello everyone, hope you're having an excellent day today. I'm doing pretty good. In this video, we've got another 12-hour build challenge to work on. Let's go ahead and get started. Sea people. Sea people! How on earth am I going to make a mock for the sea people? Why did I even put it in the poll in the first place is what I'm asking myself. Most of you hardcore LEGO fans will know why this could be a really daunting challenge. LEGO hasn't made any sets or minifigures based on the theoretical perpetrators of the Bronze Age collapse. Now, the LEGO group has produced a few collectible minifigures based on ancient Egypt and Greek mythology, but I don't think those are going to be of much help to us in this project. We're going to have to get really creative in order to accomplish our unusual goal. Thankfully, a number of years ago, I foresaw such an eventuality and stocked up on a bunch of custom Brick Warriors accessories based around ancient warriors. These pieces should help us a lot in making some ferocious sea people minifigures. And unlike previous videos, I'm going to start this project by actually working on the minifigures first, because these characters are going to be such a pivotal role in the mock, and I need to make sure it's feasibly possible. So let's dive in. Here we have some completed Sea People Warrior minifigures. These are the most barbaric of the bunch. They represent the first army that will be attacking. They've got these ferocious horned helmets and axes. They look like they're ready for battle. A number of cool pieces being used here. We've got gladiator torsos. We've got the Hun warrior helmet being used here as well with the horn sockets. These should look great in this scene. We've got a second army of sea people here. These look a little bit like Philistines to me, but they have some very accurate swords and shields of the period, and that headgear actually makes sense too if we're believing the propaganda pieces by the Egyptians. They look a little better equipped than their allies behind them, but they should be just as aggressive on the battlefield. The third force we have to show off today is the defenders of the town. The town is theoretically somewhere in Syria or the Middle East, somewhere on the coast of the Mediterranean, and they are the unfortunate victims of the sea peoples behind them. They've got some bronze weapons, some spears, some shields, and some swords. They have this unique armor piece, which I think is from a Native American CMF, but I think it works perfectly in this situation too, especially with those more fanciful helmets. So, unfortunately, they don't stand a chance. They're outnumbered 2-1, and you got some terrified civilians that they're trying to protect, but they won't be succeeding that much at all. These 3 squads of figures complete, we can now start thinking about the build they'll go in. All right, build update number 1. We've got a nice little chunk of terrain here. It's a lot flatter than previous 12-hour builds we've done. I think that's a good thing though. This is going to be pretty strong because it's got those base plates underneath. And this will give us a little bit more time to work on the buildings that we want to focus on here. Most of our 12-hour builds are very landscape focused. This is going to be more architecture focused and minifigure focused because they're going to be right in the middle running through a gateway that should be at the back of the scene. Hopefully a building or 2 on either side. We'll see. We can figure out that kind of as we go, but main pathway through the middle and the figures pouring in. The gates have been breached. The city is falling, that kind of scene. I think next we're actually going to be working on the foundations of the wall for the background, and then we'll probably pave out this road moving towards the camera here. Should look pretty good. Let's get it done. All right, update number 2. We've got the beginnings of some walls and a gate going on here. I really like this texture achieved with the 1x2 tiles and ingots, and we've added even more textural depth by using headlight bricks and the inset version of headlight bricks, or bricks with studs on one side. So they go in and out and kind of have up and down texture to them within the normal brick pattern. So I think it looks great. I want to continue this up as far as we can, and then have some space for maybe a window and then some very old school crenels up at the top. Should be pretty cool once that background wall is finished. We have just enough room up here for some more buildings, maybe very small buildings, and then we could have the nice area filled with minifigures pouring in. Should be a really fun, dynamic scene, unless you're the inhabitants, in which case it's the worst day ever. I think we'll have just enough tiles and headlight bricks in order to accomplish this facade. I probably want to order more bricks though, because I have plenty of tiles, but just don't have enough bricks to put them on. So eventually I'll want to be able to put all these tiles to use on castles and such. So worth noting, I need to order more of these at some point. So let's get the wall finished, and then we'll have time to think about the buildings up front. It's only been about 2 hours into the build after the 1.5 hours spent building on minifigures. Got about 8.5 hours left in the build. Not too bad. I think we'll have no problem with the time schedule on this build. All right, time for another quick update. We've got a very nice wall on the back here. We've got a little building to the right over here. Just about done. Probably going to add this square door that I pulled from my D&D set. We'll put that right in there. A few decorations around the outside and maybe even the top of the roof. Maybe a nice palm tree over on the right side as well. Over here, we've gone a little bit off of the script in that we're rotating the direction of this building to face forwards, because if you just had the detail on this side facing the street, you wouldn't really be able to see it as much. You kind of have to look from the right side of the build, which we want to really just be straight on with our perspective. So we're turning this building to face that direction. We've got these red columns here. Those will be a kind of a distinguishing feature of this architecture of this building. I don't know if these are actually accurate, especially for this region that we're trying to represent, but I think they look cool. I like the vibrant colors, so I'm gonna use them. But in here, we're gonna have a little room. Maybe this will be a little shrine or a little building of some kind, we'll see. But yeah, just a little bit of pavement to go in the front here, and maybe another tree or plant element in the back corner here, and I think we'll have a really solid build. We've got about 4 hours left, which is not a ton of time. Our time is dwindling a little bit, but I think we can get this building done and get a few finishing touches put in, and then this should be ready to go, ready to take pictures, and ready to do final thoughts on. So let's get that done. And here we have the finished Sea People's Invasion mock. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I wasn't really feeling enthusiastic about this creation at first. It just, the theme took me by surprise a little bit. I was expecting to do something Roman or Greek. However, as the creation started to materialize, I became more excited about it, and it started to come together really nicely. We put a lot more effort into the architecture of this creation, and that wall in the background looks really good. We managed to achieve that level of detail by cutting some corners, or I should say the sides of the towers aren't as detailed, they're pretty smooth. That's going to bother some people, I'm sure, but we didn't really have the time or even the headlight bricks necessary to finish it. I could see us using this technique again, and next time I'll be aware of the amount of time and headlight bricks required to make it fully fleshed out. The minifigures turned out just as good as I could expect, all those custom accessories really coming into play very nicely. The two smaller buildings definitely have a great look, a little rounded off on some corners, but they really capture that ancient civilization vibe. A few little details like plants and some various items stacked around the houses really help tie everything together in a very nice way. I'm really pleased with how this creation has turned out. I would like to thank everyone who voted in the poll and helped me get beyond my comfort zone when it comes to building and the themes that I build. I think this creation is quite unique compared to some of the stuff I build, and I really appreciate the opportunity to do so. And that's it for today. Thanks a bunch for watching, everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks to the members who support the channel. I couldn't do it without you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.